Hi friends, this is Joe Primo, Good Grief CEO, and we are live from Canoe Brook and Short Hills for our Great Pumpkin Ball. This is our Grief is Good live show where we talk about resilience and grief and we normalize the grief experience. I am so excited to have our first guest with us, Miss Ava, Nadia, and Aliyah. Say hello.
Hi.
Ava, you excited about tonight?
Yeah.
What are you excited about?
I'm excited that I get to share the story with other people about good grief.
Yeah. And what about you, Nadia?
I'm excited to tell people that grief isn't all that sad. I'm excited to let people know that grief is good.
Now, you guys have a lot in common. You guys are in 6th grade, and Ava's in 5th, but you're all 11, right? And the 3 of you lost your dads, right? Girls, tell us a little bit about your dad. Do you have a favorite memory or something that you're going to tell our guests tonight?
Well, I'm going to tell the guest about when my dad and I went strawberry picking at a farm. And he was just really fun, and it was just a great memory.
It's a good one.
I'm going to share about the time when we went to a pond near Princeton and we went fishing.
Fishing? Did you catch anything on this fishing trip?
Well, not exactly. We didn't actually cast a line and we didn't actually use bait either. So it was more like fake fishing, but it was still fun.
Wait, so you went to a pond with a pole and pretended to go fishing?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time. Sounds like Dad had a good sense of humor. Pretty playful with you guys.
He was really funny.
Do you have any examples or anything funny that he did?
Well, he dances really funny.
He had funny dance moves?
Yeah.
You want to show us one?
Yeah.
I'll do it. So in other words, Dad had rhythm.
Yeah.
I love it. And Ava, what about you and your dad?
Well, I don't exactly remember a lot about him because I was only 2. But I remember one morning I was walking in the kitchen and he was making a cup of coffee. And I just sat down on his shoe and started chewing his slipper.
You started chewing your dad's slipper?
No idea why.
Well, and how did he respond to that? Was he like, get off me?
I think he was laughing.
He thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So you were 2 when your dad died.
Yeah.
And you came to Good Grief. I remember meeting you when you were 3.
Yeah.
And Sophie was your age.
Yeah.
When she came, and you were the cutest thing ever. But you probably know that, right?
No.
No, you were adorable. But so how did Good Grief help you as a 3-year-old to now being an 11-year-old?
Good Grief helped me realize that my dad wouldn't be coming back because I didn't really understand where he was. Like, I always think like, no, Daddy was coming back. Daddy's fine. But it helped me to understand that it's okay that he's gone, but I'm not going to be able to see him again.
So it took you some time to really understand that his death was permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you have any other memories? Was he like, what was he like? Was he silly? Did he have crazy dance moves like Nadia and Aliyah's dad?
He was really fun. Because like I would always be with him and he would always have a smile on his face. He
Really?
would be a happy person.
Do you think you get that from him? Because you seem like a pretty happy person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Girls, are there other things that so remind us, how old were you when your dad died?
I think we were about 6.
You were about 6. And his death happened over a few months, is that right?
Yeah, only 7 months.
Only 7 months. Do you remember that time?
Not very well. But I do remember that, I remember one time he actually got admitted from the hospital and I thought everything would be fine. But then he had to go back to the hospital. And I remember my mom was crying when the ambulance took him away.
So for a little bit there, it seemed a bit hopeful. You're talking about seeing your mom cry. What has your grief taught you about all the different types of feelings that come with grief, and even tears? What did you learn about crying?
Well, from Good Grief, I learned that it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel happy, upset, frustrated, angry. all those feelings come naturally and it's okay. And that good grief helped me to realize that I'm not the only one feeling those feelings.
Yeah, and like everybody feels those feelings, so you shouldn't be ashamed when you feel those feelings.
So you, in your 11 years, you've already realized that sometimes feelings cause us to have shame and we're embarrassed of them. But it sounds like you know the importance of embracing those feelings and your story. You learned all that at Good Grief?
Good
Love
grief
to
is an
hear.
amazing program.
And that's why you're our MCs. Charming, you tell a good story. I love it. What about you, Ava? Anything else to add?
Well, good grief isn't always about you have to feel sad, and it's not always about speaking about your dad. It's about feeling open, that it's like a safe environment where everyone has something in common. Like they've lost someone very close in their family, like a sibling or a mom or a dad. So it's a place where you can also play games and understand what it's like to be not the only one in that environment.
So it really helps you to feel normal.
Yeah.
Allows you to be a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Anything else for you guys to add?
Mm-hmm.
Everything else to add?
Yeah, sometimes in Good Grief, we don't really even talk about the family. We just do like fun stuff and make us feel like we're normal kids.
It's a lot of fun being at Good Grief.
Hey. Well, listen, I am so proud of you guys. I've seen your rehearsal. You're going to steal the show. You know, Grief is Good is all about resilience and meaning making and normalizing the grief experience. And I think these exceptional young ladies are going to do an amazing job tonight. For those of you who can't be with us this evening, there's a link in this post, and we have some really ambitious financial goals, and I hope you'll consider making a donation in their memory. If you have any notes you would like to send to them, you'll see on the Good Grief donation page you can leave a message to them, and I assure you we will get it to them. Can we come in for a group hug? I'm so excited about tonight. Thank you for being with us and learning how you can put the good in grief. Ready to do this?